The cedar planks rose in my backyard, and I was branded a public enemy. 6 feet of perfectly legal wood turned me into a threat to harmony in the eyes of Diane Shelton, the HOA president of Oakwood Heights, Montana. She dialed 911, screeching that my backyard barrier was a crime against community values, as if I'd set fire to the flagpole instead of building a barrier. It escalated so fast I half expected drones to swoop in and seize my rose bushes. My name's Claire Evans, and if your HOA's ever painted you as a villain for craving a shred of privacy, drop a comment below and tell me where you're reading from. This saga, set in June 2023, starts with a fence but spirals into a battle over control, identity, and raw hang on. It's a wild ride. 2 years ago, I rolled into Oakwood Heights, desperate for peace after a gut-wrenching divorce. As a land use analyst, I dissected neighborhoods like this: tidy lawns, matching mailboxes, a polished veneer of calm. But that calm was a trap, enforced by Diane, whose HOA reign was a velvet glove over an iron fist. 5 days after I unpacked, she appeared at my door, clipboard poised, skiing at my ceramic planters for clashing with the aesthetic palette. My sin? Not kneeling to her vision of suburban utopia. I built the fence to reclaim my sanity. My yard backed right onto Diane's property, where she sat like a sentinel, logging every Movember morning coffee, my dog's romp. The breaking point came when she cited me for unsightly tomato stakes after I tended my garden. I dove into city ordinances, secured a permit for a 6-foot cedar fence, positioned precisely to code. The city approved it without a blink, and I clutched those papers like a lifeline. That fence wasn't rebellion. It was a deep breath, the first boundary I'd drawn for myself in a decade. Construction began on a sunny Monday. By 9:30 a.m., Diane's loafers stormed across my lawn like a one-woman cavalry. Her face was a thundercloud in a sundress. "Claire, what is this travesty?" she barked, pointing at my posts. "Morning, Diane," I said, steadying my voice. "Just putting up a fence. Permits are here." I held out the documents, but she swatted them away like flies. "This defies our HOA's open spirit," she snapped. "You're caging Oakwood Heights." I twisted my old wedding ring, a nervous habit, and stood my ground. "It's legal, Diane. Every code's met." Her voice hit a shrill that rattled nearby windows. "This is an attack on our soul." Neighbors peeked from blinds as she marched off, ranting about property values for all to hear. My contractor, Sam, a weathered guy with 30 years in the trade, shook his head. "She's got a dictator complex. Keep receipts, Claire." By evening, Diane plastered a screed on the community bulletin board, dubbing my fence a cataclysm and rallying residents to demand its demolition. Her grainy photo made my cedar look like a shantytown relic. I read her prose phrases like assault on unity and felt ice in my veins. She wasn't just upset, she was out to erase me. Her 10 p.m. text cemented it. "You'll rue this fence, Claire. Inspection tonight. Violations assured." I gazed at my half-finished fence, glowing under the stars, and saw it for what it was, a line in the sand against her tyranny. Tuesday morning brought flashing lights. 2 cops stood in my driveway, Diane trailing them in a blazer, gesturing at my fence like it was a meth lab. "Officers, this is an illegal eyesore," she purred, all concerned citizen. I handed over my permits, survey, and blueprints. The senior cop, skimming them, looked weary. "All checks out," he told Diane. Her face flushed crimson. "But it's destroying our community." The younger cop smirked. "That's a damn fine fence. Nice work." As their cruiser rolled away, Diane whipped out her phone, filming my posts. "This hits our HOA page," she hissed. "Enjoy your criminal carpentry." "Alone," she screamed. "This isn't over, Claire." An emergency HOA meeting was set for 6 p.m. The community hall was a pressure cooker every neighbor packed in, Diane at the podium like a warlord. "Claire Evans' fence endangers our cohesion," she proclaimed, flashing images of my fence, now warped and splintered. I stood. "Those are fake, Diane. Check the edits." Murmurs spread as neighbors leaned in, spotting her clumsy Photoshop. Her gavel crashed. "It violates our ethos," she bellowed, then unleashed her weapon, a $700 fine, plus $100 daily until I raised the fence. The room buzzed. $700 was a car payment for some. I fired back. "That's arbitrary. My fence is legal." Her cold smirk didn't flinch. 30 days, Claire. In the parking lot, Nate Brooks caught me. A former deputy 3 houses over. He'd been kind since I arrived. Don't let Diane steamroll you, he said. She harassed me over my gazebo for a year. She's hiding dirt, find it. His words lingered. Wednesday, a city inspector probed my fence, spurred by Diane's structural flaws claim. He left puzzled. This is textbook perfect, he said, showing her complaint. Lies about sagging boards and bad materials. Diane was clawing for any leverage. Thursday, Lily Harper knocked, a server at the local diner and Diane's ex-acolyte. I'm sorry, Claire, she said, voice shaky. Those fake photos were vile. She showed me pictures of Diane at a copy shop, doctoring my fence images to look rickety. I was grabbing coffee and saw her, Lily said. She told the clerk to add splits. Shame weighed on her. She'd backed Diane's block of a community garden last year, swayed by traffic fears. We shared her photos in the HOA chat, and neighbors exploded. She fabricated this? This is insane. The ground was shifting. Diane struck back viciously. Her chat post branded me a disruptor and shared a video of my fence, now tagged with slurs and neon paint. I rushed out. Wet graffiti marred 4 panels, too precise for random punks. Paint drips led straight to Diane's driveway. She did it herself, I told Lily, snapping evidence. Nate arrived, his lawman's eye sharp. That's her cousin's paint brand, he said, nodding at a can in her shed. We posted the proof drips, a receipt with Diane's card digits. Neighbors raged, spilling their own Diane nightmares. Friday's HOA meeting loomed like a storm. Diane claimed my permit was voided by city brass. Lily and I strategized, scouring HOA ledgers. We found $5,000 siphoned to neighborhood enhancement, shady payments tied to Diane's fine crusades. Nate caught her forged signatures on citations, lazy copy-paste jobs. Lily unveiled a game-changer, a recording from a month back, when she overheard Diane on speakerphone. Claire's fence must go, Diane schemed. Crank the pressure until she bolts. We had her dead to rights. The meeting was a tinderbox. Diane, in a severe suit, brandished fake city documents, swearing my fence was toast. I waved the inspector's report. My fence is flawless, I said. Lily played the recording, Diane's voice plotting my ouster. The crowd gasped. Then Lily's phone rang. Mark Tate, Diane's city ally, a disgraced ex-official. On speaker, he griped, Diane, pay me for those fake papers, or I'm out. Her composure shattered. Votes flooded in. 47-5, I was president. Diane's exit was a venomous vow. You'll regret this, Claire. I'll return. As president, I nullified her fines, starting with my $700. Nate and I audited the HOA, exposing $5,000 plus in Diane's yoga retreats and lawn upgrades, cloaked as community expenses. The fence was mended, new boards slightly paler, a testament to endurance. A month later, I found I'll return etched into a panel, fresh from the night. Diane's house was vacant, a for sale sign up. A text from an unknown number landed. Savor your coup, Claire. My crown awaits. Eerie, but I stood unshaken. We hosted a neighborhood cookout, the first in a decade. Nate toasted my fence, the wall that dethroned a despot. Laughter rang, neighbors united, liberated from Diane's shadow. Under moonlight, Lily asked, will she strike back? I nodded. Her ego won't quit. But we're armed now. My fence stood, battle-worn but proud, a boundary not of spite, but salvation. Diane showed me tyrants fall when you refused to cower. Was I too ruthless, airing her schemes? Should HOAs wield such control? Will Diane haunt us again? Comment, like, subscribe, share your verdict.